Good morning everybody and welcome to another video. I just woke up and it's a beautiful day. It feels like summer. It's meant to rain this afternoon, but I'm choosing to not believe that. I have no place to be, so I'm just gonna hang out at home and we're gonna make some breakfast. I made some bagels yesterday, but I wanted to try out the bagels overnight, like leaving the dough overnight in the fridge, and so I took it out this morning when I fed Junie. They're kind of room temperature now. They look massive. And then I also have this dough so that I can shape it now and see the difference, because maybe these will be too massive. Anyway, before I do that, I'm just gonna have some papaya. Yeah, that is also summer in my opinion. Ooh, if your papaya doesn't taste like brown sugar, you need to try again. I promise you, it's so good. You just have to get the right one. You just have to get the right one. Before I continue on with the video, I just wanted to thank today's sponsors, Squarespace. Aren't they the best? If you've been wanting to create an online presence, Squarespace is the place for you. They have been the only platform that I've ever used because they are so easy to use. If you're not tech savvy like I am and have very little patience, you can create a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, intuitive website, I'm telling you, in less than a day. They have so many different templates, beautiful templates to choose from, just with a click of a button. You can also create a storefront. So if you have something to sell, some sort of product, they make it really safe and effective to create your store. And if you want to create a more intimate relationship with your audience, you can create a newsletter through Squarespace. Everything is integrated. Also, if there's something of value, something that you want to teach, you can make your own members only area where people can sign up and you can deliver that content specifically for them. So if this sounds like you can go to squarespace.com and start a free trial. And once you're ready to launch your website or domain, you can go to squarespace.com/NinaMontagnier to get 10% off of your first website or domain. So thank you, Squarespace, for making it so easy to create an online presence. So in here I just have onion flakes, garlic flakes, poppy seeds, sesame seeds, some pumpkin seeds, and some salt. So I'm preheating my oven, and in here I have water and molasses. It's usually made with barley malt syrup, but that is quite hard to find, and it's very expensive, and I mean, I'm not always making bagels, and I think they're fine with molasses. So, you know, I wasn't gonna pay $30 for some barley malt syrup. It is. Okay, as I wait for the bagels to cook, I'm going to prepare what I'm putting on them. So I think on one of them I'm just gonna put cream cheese. I have this vegan cream cheese, so I'll have that on one, and then the other one I think I'm just gonna smash some chickpeas that I have in the fridge with some avocado and some greens and some hemp seeds, etc., to make it more of a filling breakfast. And I'm gonna make what I've been obsessed with, which is a coffee matcha drink. Need all the forms of caffeine, it seems. But yeah, that's been my latest obsession. So let's make all of those things. Where do I put you? I think I know. I'm just gonna mash my chickpeas and I'm gonna add some avocado. Seems like I'm back to enjoying baking again and to wanting to do it, which is great. I don't know, sometimes I think like, oh my god, like when you're depressed, you just think that that's how you're going to feel forever. I've started taking medication. I'm going to therapy. So I'm doing the things, and suddenly it's not like one day you wake up and you're like, oh my god, I do not feel depressed. I only notice it because suddenly I'm starting to do things that I enjoy doing and that I haven't done in a very long time. Little sweet reminder that if there's help available for you, use it. You don't have to do everything yourself. Life is so hard already, and I think that if there's some way that you can make that easier for yourself, take it. Take it. There's no award for doing everything yourself. So yes, feeling better, a little bit better finally. Nutritional yeast. Cute little sprouts that I got. Yum. Very cute, very cute. So good. Okay, let's make the bagel. Look, it's a little bit flat, but the other dough that I left overnight in the fridge and didn't shape, that looks a lot more plump. So it's all information, isn't it? That's why we need to try many different things. Flavor and chewiness, delicious. Yum. I asked over on Instagram what you wanted to see, and a lot of you said that you just really enjoy my chatty videos. Thank you so much. That is a huge compliment. I'm glad you enjoy these. I enjoy making these very chill videos. I think that's, wait, I need to go get the bagel. So this is the best one out of all of them. Oi! This is the one that looks most like a bagel because it's a lot plumper. So leave your dough overnight because flavor-wise, so much better. But don't pre-shape. Ow! You shape after. And then you have to let it rest. It's a little bit more of a process, but I think it's worth it. Okay. Anyway, I'm reading a really good book and I can't wait to just sit down for a few hours and read. And it's this book that I love going to the bookstore and picking up something without looking it up anywhere. And this is what I did with this one. This is about a forbidden queer relationship between two men whilst Kosovo is on the cusp of a dreadful war. I'm really enjoying it. It's a very fast-paced, easy read. I suspect it's going to be devastating because it does involve war. And I posted it on Instagram and a lot of people commented on it being like, I love this writer. So this author wrote My Cat Yugoslavia, and apparently it's a wonderful book. So I think once I finish this, I'm gonna go on a little search, a little hunt, and look for My Cat Yugoslavia. Okay, and now that we're here talking about books, I just recently read this. I just finished it. It's called I Who Have Never Known Men, and even though it's incredibly depressive, so that is, keep that in mind, it's very depressing, it was riveting and I really enjoyed it. It's basically, the premise is these 39 women who find themselves in a cage. They don't know how they got there, and out of the 39 women, only one of them has been born in this cage, so she has no idea what the outside world used to be like. All the other women do remember their life outside of this cage, and they are kept alive by these guards who are men, and the men feed them and give them water and keep them alive, but they don't know why they're there. here. It is written by a psychoanalyst, so it has a really interesting perspective. I think there's a lot of like a psychological analysis of what makes a person, and I couldn't put it down, and I would highly recommend it. My friend listened to it on audiobook and she said it was really good, so if you're into audiobooks, apparently the narrator is great. So yeah, I, who have never known men, really enjoyed that. And let's talk about this one actually. The other book, which is nonfiction, which I've been reading, is Polysecure. Sometimes we have this idea that if you're not polyamorous, then why would you read about polyamory? And the thing is that everybody is experiencing the same insecurities, the same issues, but at different degrees and on different spectrums. And therefore, learning about different styles of relationships can really help you in your own style of relationship, is what I have been finding anyway. I also think that every time that I read about relationships, when it's to do with monogamous relationships, the advice seems weird to me. The advice seems weird, it seems extremely gendered, and I don't know, something about it is off, and I think it's just that it's very outdated. I think I've been learning quite a bit. Have I been implementing the things? That's a different story, but one step at a time, one step at a time. A few of my friends have read it in like a few days because they found it so incredibly helpful and easy to read. And I've always been interested in attachment style, and at the same time I've had a little bit of an aversion towards it because it seems to me just so simplistic. But when I read about it here, I now understand that the attachment style, you can have different attachment styles depending on the relationship and the people you find yourself interacting with. That makes a lot of sense. Got me thinking a lot about dating as I get myself back in the dating I remember like one of my friends was telling me that their therapist, like the advice that the therapist gave them was like, you just need to go on as many dates as possible and collect heaps of data. That's what you need to do in order to know what you want and what you don't want. So I absorbed that as like my own, I'm like, oh my god, me too then. Like we all need to gather data. Dating it's exhausting and it is expensive and it takes a lot of time, and then I have realized that potentially I do know what I want. I have evidence of that because I have friends that I really enjoy, I have people that I really love. It's like I need to reinforce this idea in my silly little head, which is that I potentially very well know what I want, but I am scared that because I'm like in a scarcity mindset when it comes, I have no hope. My fear of that not existing in the world means that I'm like constantly reaching out for whatever is available. What I do have to remember is that, what do I have to remember? That everybody's struggling, and it's potentially not you at all, but maybe it is you. That is scary, isn't it? I think we're quick to make judgments and make decisions after only one time of meeting each other, and I do understand that sometimes it's very apparent when there is like absolutely nothing there. I 100% understand and back that, but I think a lot of the times relationships with people are slow burns, and you need to get to know them a little bit in order to feel comfortable with them and then to actually like them. And again, I think if we were to look at friendships and our like platonic friendships and use that as a little bit of a template of how to treat intimate relationships, we would understand that like a friendship, a platonic friendship, takes time. At the end of the day, you know, one life. It's the fine balance with like everything matters and nothing matters, and it's like, how do I get myself in the middle? Look, sending a little text like, we are this tiny, we're all gonna die. Send the text, tell your crush that you like them. Go on the date, don't go on the date, you know? Okay, imagine I now have to edit this. Oh my goodness.